Okay. All right. Call me Victor. Uh, you know what? Let me shift over here. Out of the menu's way. Hello, everyone. Call me Victor. Today we are going to starting my first ever campaign of Suzerain, which is a game that I'm playing a lot and streaming a lot on this channel. I'm really excited to just get right into it. Just because I don't have a ton of time today. Even though it's weekend, I've got a lot of IRL things to take care of. But basically, Suzerain, this is a video game where you basically play the part of a president of a country, a fictional country in a fictional world known as Swordland. That's this one over here. Now, there is the Kingdom of Rizia, and we're going to play that. I'm not going to get into that right now. Let's just focus on Swordland. So Swordland is basically represent it's a country with like a rich fictional history, and a lot of fictional around here. And much like Crusader Kings 2, like Hearts of Iron 4, you're playing as a nation's leader and having to make decisions along the way. There's tons and tons of different achievements you can get in this game for going down different paths, but also successfully doing things. There's a lot of branching paths here if you're somebody who really likes the Fallout games, for example, like Fallout New Vegas, where you can go like, oh, I'm gonna go be the New California Republic this time, or this time I'm gonna be in Caesar's Legion, and you explore all these paths. You do that same thing in Suzerain, but politically. What I really like though is the game makes it really clear that even if you're like a fully quote unquote authoritarian figure, there like you have the people around you. It's very much a political game in the sense that you're playing a politics game. You have to balance all of these things that come with running the country and the personalities that come with it. You're dealing with Supreme Court justices. You're dealing with legislature, a lot of legislatures. You're dealing as the executive. You are talking with a lot of legislators because this whole there's got to be a vote thing, and then if there's not a vote, then people get mad, and then people gotta get shot, and that's how it goes. But like you're dealing with issues like of minority rights. You're dealing with farming. You're dealing with terrorism. You're dealing with potential encroachment by a foreign power militarily. You're trying to figure out who to trade with. You're trying to um, who's kind of cultural, economic, political, ideological hegemonies do you want to be working with? Who you're trading with? There's all these things going on, but it's presented in the game where you are like role playing. So it's if you like any of those like visual novel games where like choose your own adventure stuff. I mean, that's what it is. Choose your own adventure. And it's really, really great. And I think it's going to be a welcome addition to this channel because I'm wearing ASUs. No one's wearing ASUs. But there's more history than war. And then in the thing with this game, and although there have been changes since I last played it, so okay, I know this is called my first Suzerain campaign, but it has been a while. Like I'm talking, I played this the original run, pre DLCs, explanations, everything. Uh, I was there. I was there. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is, but this is gonna be my first time playing. I'm gonna be reintroducing myself to the game, and in the future, I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing. We can do games where chat, like y'all vote on everything. Maybe kind of it could be either we always vote on it because we're doing like a democracy run, or maybe it could be an irony thing where it's like the authoritarian, but like you have to do whatever the voices instead say, and that's what all of the voices. Um, so we could do that. But so something I thought would be fun to do now, because it'll probably really frustrate a live audience later. Get some water. Is do a random number generation thing where I'm going to just randomly choose what it's going to be based on a number generator, which like I guess I could set up something that you guys could see. I'm not trying to win, by the way, right now because there's going to be specific achievements I want to go for, and I know I'll have to end up going through them more than once. It's like a rogue light, but um. So yeah, I really don't care how weird it gets. Obviously, as I was doing a little testing thing, work. Let's. I'm gonna turn this music up. But we're gonna just do a new game here. We're gonna call this RNG First Campaign. Can I rename it actually? Oh, too late now. I was just gonna call. So let's look at this like it's the first time. I mean, I'm gonna be reading even stuff I know just so refresh myself with all this. Like right now, I don't remember what lesbians. I think I just remember that like I didn't. You know what? Let me not even get into it. Let me not even get into it right now. So here's who we're gonna play. First time, probably first couple times. This is the new nation, the Kingdom of Rizia. I've never played this, and I would like to one day, but we're just. So Anton Rain has been elected, and I like that they have this here, by the way. So like it's establishing what the situation is, because we're gonna enter the game itself, and you're just gonna see like not really much in the way of color while we're just picking some background timeline stuff. It's gonna be boring. We're gonna get through that really quickly. Because that's just setting up a little bit of background. No matter what happens, you do start as the president. It's not like your decisions in the early section are going to affect that. So Anton Rain has been elected the fourth president of Swordland amidst a deep recession, demands for reform, and basically I was handling stuff with my hands without gloves that I shouldn't have. My skin's paying for it right now. Okay. All right. I'm already back. So now as his administration takes shape, uncertainty lingers in the halls of power. Rain faces a nation burdened by institutional fatigue, cautious optimism, and the quiet urgency of change. So we're in torpor mode, which I believe is the name of the company or the developers or whatever. It's like Iron Man mode. We can only get achievements if we're in torpor mode, so we can't save scum. Understandable. It'll be one of those things like I'm gonna constantly be playing in torpor mode because I'm trying to get the achievements on what there's a lot of cool ones in here I want to get, and but like on my own time or maybe on some stuff I'll do one where I'm not on torpor mode so I can make save files so I can stuff, because then eventually I want to make guides to all of this. So let's just okay, the country that we're playing, this is the Republic of Swordland. Here's what's over here. Story deals. So it is a government that is a presidential republic. The population is 36 million. Its economy is currently in recession. It's a major power in the region. Applies later on this 5 years. Past playing about like. Ooh, you're. Oh gosh, this hits me every time. You are my instinct. Okay. So a made-up poem, I believe. That is a fictional character within the game. So it's we're just doing some background here. 1908, Kingdom of Swordland. You opened your eyes to the world you came from. So let's go to the random number over here. Tab. So I think they're all three options. Again, like you're seeing live, basically. All right, so generate. It's telling me one. You came from a wealthy family in the city of Lockerbie. Your parents named you Anton as the only child of a successful businessman. You had the chance to grow up in a wealthy family. It was easy at first. You had the best education money could afford. However, had the Rain family changed due to the absence of your father, affected your negatively. Past. 1923, September 9th. In history class at school, the bells started to ring unexpectedly. You heard a loud commotion outside. As everyone tried to figure out what was going on, the principal announced historic revolution. The kingdom is no more. The Republic of Swordland. There's a lot of strong language. Or I don't know, strong. This game really examines, country, a lot of stuff. Oh, gee, I didn't even mean. Hold on. I'm okay. I'm okay. Uh, so where was I? Oh yeah, we're random number generating. Okay, 3. You were somewhat worried. Um, Months after the Republic was proclaimed, life around you changed. You watched friends and family face uncertainty, economic hardship, scattered unrest, and struggle you. Now this is interesting. I haven't seen this before. That there's like a tooltip in there, like it just straight up says what it's. I guess it's a difficulty. But in their struggle, you envied those who escaped it all, wished for an easy path, saw both pain and perseverance, and saw balance between the two, felt the weight they carried, and trusted your shoulder even. Okay, so interesting. Well, I guess I said I'm going to random everything. I'm going to random everything. Okay. Oh well, looks like we got 3 again. All right, 1926, September 9th. After graduating, you passed the university exam with high marks. You had the opportunity to choose between several studies. You chose and 1 law at the Holstort State. Holstort State! Oh! During the now we're in 1926, so we're 18 years old, entering adulthood. During the first year, you attended a lecture with David Visky, your teacher and mentor from university. He is the son of the first president of Swordland, revolutionary Arthur S. He was a well-known diplomat from the foreign ministry and the son of the president. After observing the hall in silence, he explained how the Supreme Court is obstructing justice. He stated that laws should be applied fairly and that even the members of the Supreme Court are subject to the same laws. So let's see how you feel about this. 3, your only concern was passing the 1927, May 26th, or May 22nd, 1920. Soldiers entered the cabinets in the evening ahead of the first election. Many were in shock as the uniformed men created a security cordon and started arresting the teachers. A group of students started gathering in protest, along with your best friend Peter Vector. And tooltip, your best friend. You just that's going to be extra funny later because he has other titles. You decided to. All right, so we got to do this out of 2. Oh wait, I guess I just right here. Okay, heads, protest, tails, avoid any confrontation because you'll get turn tail, get it. Tail, avoid any confrontation. Hey, where are my glasses now? Yeah, I'm not really. Okay. You heard a loud announcement that echoed through the campus. General Luderin, the national general who led a military coup and declared law in 1926, declared martial law in 1927. Declared martial law in order to restore the administration. Please stand back and disperse to your rooms. Quickly made your way towards the dormitory, avoiding the scene. You did exactly as you entered the room. You heard screams coming from outside. All right, so this time it'll be number 1 is tails, number 2 is heads. That wasn't awesome. Oh, freaking yeah. Tails again. You tried to bury yourself under the sheets. Screams echoed. October 10th, so now fall semester. 1927. The arrested teachers were replaced by those that promoted conformism to the state. Whole sword, capital of the Republic, turned a blind eye to the things that were happening. He didn't want to stay idle and decided to join. They say I like this because remember that this person's becoming president anyway. So it's like, what did they do in that moment? Paths, right? Okay. Generate. We decided to join a student council. The council, which like if you're in Japan, you could be like stronger than the president. That's my understanding. I mean, I've watched Kill. I'm pretty. So the council was focused on increasing the student involvement on the campus, along with partaking in the budget. I probably should say like distribution of budget. Anyway, through active participation, you gained budget management and leadership skills. In one of the meetings, Pattern Vector, a classmate of his, Monica, the love of your immediately attracted to. Let's rate her. She mentioned to you that she was a volunteer for the Swordish League of Women, an organization campaigning for human rights. Okay, number one will be heads, two tails. Heads, you told her you wholeheartedly support the cause. You can get into like women's rights stuff. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, the politically in charged environment led you to stay away from any political organization. June 2nd, 1928. The radio relayed that the communist general Ricard, back in 1927 again, surrounded Lutheran and his troops demanding their surrender. They refused, and heavy fighting broke out across the country. Just couldn't believe it. The army was fighting amongst themselves. Plunged in chaos. Clashes escalated into a full-blown civil war. The horrors made you isolate yourself. Monica helped you. However, time for chaos had to. Charismatic colonel Tarquin Sol, president of Sorlin and the famous colonel who reestablished the orchestrated a sudden attack on the capital where the Ludenrist and Ricardist forces were battling each other. He defeated both, and new constitution written. Military government began efforts. Many people saw the colonel. He formed the United Sortland Party and ran as a presidential every single party election. So established in 1929 by Colonel Tarquin Sol, the USP is the governing party in Sortland. So, okay, flipping. Did we go vote or stay home? Whoop. Tails did not vote. USP won the election by a large majority. The military government announced a 4-year restoration period to transform an entirely civilian government. After graduation, you kept seeing Monica. You were both interested in starting a family. Her letter arrived from the military. February. Devastating. Fragile. Procopa is kind of like our quickly turned proxy war. Ours, which Major Joseph Lancia ordered you fought on a cold winter night. Several hours of tales. After the old Major Lancia arrived with anger and disappointment. After several months of scrubbing the floors, his July 1931, Whole Sword. You and Monica decide to share your lives together, receiving the parents' ceremony. Same year, you worked hard to secure high-paying job within the governing or your career. Working for the became a legal assistant, experience member, hard going through. Oh, I just realized I haven't. Okay, so um, there just had to fix. Tarquin's soul gave amnesty to the factions of the war, shows de-escalation in institutions and symbols of the former king. His government launched several new initiatives, such as a citizen-funded bills program to revitalize the economy, a social labor initiative to help rebuild and improve society, and a large dam project to solve the energy. The first multi-party election of Sortland were held. President Tarquin Sol was elected once more. April 2nd, 1934. The ongoing legal battle between the Justice Ministry and the Supreme Court put you a lot of stress. Significant contribution to the case triggered an himself offered you were to become. Let's see. Fails, you accepted without. June 1938. As the youngest MP, it was difficult to connect with the influential inner circle. You needed allies, so you brought on man. Birth of your son Frank provided a brief moment. Dale sacrifice family time to prepare the party. Real company man out here. Real company man. Just like your father once did, you prioritized work over family. Along with Peter Victor, and you accomplished great things for your party. At home, Monica and Frank felt your absence, while President Sol increased his authority over the years. Life with the cracks began to show. October 1945, President Sol barely secured a majority in the election against the opposition leader. So, third term. Over the next year, the Sortish people. Oh no, it's his fifth actually. It's right there. Yeah. So it's just he's winning. He's above. He's past FDR now. Over the next year, the Sortish people grew increasingly discontent, corruption, and the worsening quality of life. Economic growth was slowing down. Meanwhile, calls for a united. I'm falling off the screen. Falling off. Meanwhile, calls for United Sortland Party Congress became louder as a leadership struggle started to brew. Yeah. Watch. Contender for party leadership was Ewald Alfonso, a reformist businessman. Reformist and talented business magnate with a growing follower base within the party. Meanwhile, efforts votes for the Congress, President Sol, party members. President offered you the position of Minister of Justice and Law in the next government if you backed him. Heads, you accepted. Congress was nothing short of impressive. The banners of the United Sortland Party were every possible. Thousands of lobbyists and manufacturers gathered for this, voting for the party leadership. And he voted for heads, Tarquin Sol. I guess it wouldn't have made sense if we voted. That'd be pretty nasty if we went for Alfonso after he made us his mayor. Unfortunately, Tarquin Sol lost the leadership vote to Ewald Alfonso by a small margin. During the Congress, Sol announced he would retire from politics term and appointed Alfonso as vice president. The systems he'd established were to stay much longer. Stevens got it. October 15th, 1946. A month later, your daughter was born. Monica named her Deanna. She motivated you during a tumultuous period in the party. As the VP and the leader of the USP, Ewald Alfonso began dismantling the old organization and structures established by the USP, such as the State Educators Corps and the Swedish State Corporation Bill. Elections were approaching. Carter, new leadership. Whoops. Heads. Joined the party effort and campaigned for him. Paul Führer, huh? During the general elections, the main opposition leader was embroiled in a sex scandal with his secretary, replaced by the more popular figure Franz Richter. But the damage had been done. The new economic policies and extensive privatization program proposed by Ewald Alfonso secured an election victory for the United Swordland Party. Over the following years, you dedicated yourself to the party and success. Oh boy, economic credit. There's more of this stuff than I remember. There's a lot of these. Number 51, the presidency of Alfonso saw many bold reforms in government, in law, and advancements in liberal democratic values. He valued your support throughout. However, due to infighting and disorganization, continental economic tensions, fast-track privatization, followed by severe economic recession, the other parties announced their bids for the 1953 election. The unfair election system hampered opposition efforts to the campaign. You... One, thought your party could not survive another crisis. With Peter's help, your presence in the USP grew. The two of you worked long nights together. He flipped opponents to your side. You became the face of a new wing of the party, step by step and with adequate lost control. 3. Advised Alfonso down. It would be wise, my friend. He listened to advice. Alfonso conceded the leadership struggle, and the party eventually voted you in because of your indisputable influence. Following this, you announced that you would be running for president in the general election with Peter as your running mate. It was you. After visiting every city and town during the campaign, you made a speech to state television. You promised to preserve national values. Great nation of Swordland, due to our incompetent leadership, enemies both internal and external are influencing our glorious nation. Today, more than ever, we need to unite under one flag and protect our values. Great Swordland! Great Swordland. Broadcast in Action Day. Chapter 1. And under the half-hour mark, huh? Look how fast this goes. Okay, so this is our first time. I'm glad that they tell people you can't change this later. And there's gonna be so many fun, like here, if we just went you know, you can do a lot of mixing and matching here and stuff. I mean, yeah, even if we just like randomized like that, yeah, there's so many fun ones we can make. Yeah. Anyway, let's just go though to our let's do full default because it's our first time, and then later on we'll have fun. Accessory, glasses. Yeah, Malench. Talk about that later. It's basically communism. Like, oh. Okay. White suit. It's hot out here. The heck of a wardrobe lineup. Okay, yeah, so classic. Idealist. David. Key differences. The idealist to the intellectual. Old gentleman. A sword is. It's like, I like money. And race riots. Like, what is that? You know, just like, I just like, look, I just believe I'm doing local stuff. And me. I don't even drink the stuff myself. Kids sure. Hope paying off the money. And then is that we're gonna build camps for them, man. You know, some of them will learn, some of them know something. Alagslandian. This that beard that like God, they spend more time learning to cut the angles on their beard because their version of makeup. Anyway, all right, let's all default. Duke. How do I change my signature? But let's go. I'll have fun in the future. Oh, and then like yeah, it doesn't really matter because my portrait corner though, isn't it? Can I make myself really? There I am. No, it's getting framed. Can we get in frame, people? Getting in frame. Hello. Friendly neighborhood dictator. A president here. Um. Where is? I feel like the music. Options. But man, it's really got a great soundtrack. Quite dramatic. So election campaign promises. Anton Rain, you have made consequential promises to Lordland to gain their votes tonight. Consider these commitments carefully. Economic direction. After the recent market reforms and the recession, the country finds itself stuck between two different economic systems with indecision and turbulence, causing the population to demand a direction. So flip for this. Heads will be again. Heads is first, tails second. Tails. We will promote a market economy. Yeah, because weren't we at Alfonsoite? That kind of makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Global rivalries between capitalist Arcasia in the west and the monarchy of Rumburg to the north. The communist United Kontana east are intensifying. Swordland has line with other localities. Three. Okay, we went with two. We're gonna align west. Immigration policy in the last 5 years, Bloodish, Vezic, and because I think it's Vez. Agnolian immigrants flocked to Swordland due to lax immigration laws enacted by former President Ewald Alfonso. As a result, these tensions are causing requests for a political solution. For it, will let it go. Heads toughen immigration laws. Kind of seems here, but. Okay, the ones. Okay, term focus. Ooh, education, defense, law enforcement, health, education. Okay, education, defense, law enforcement, health. So we'll start. Yeah, okay. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Education, defense, law enforcement, health. Rate this in tab and go. All right. For one, education. We're gonna try. The once praised public education system of the nation has suffered significant setbacks in the last decade. Lack of new schools, high student ratios, low teacher salaries, and even a lack of classroom equipment in certain parts of the country cause massive divergence in public education. 2 weeks have passed. Now is about to be sworn in as the thousands. In the distance, the Maroon Palace stood on top of the famous Hill of Pride. I have family, son and daughter, friend, wife. Then I turned towards the keep. Important position. I saw my previous rival and former president, Ewald Alfonso. This is great. Who gave me a slight nod. Darkwood Soul was also invited, as expected. As my thoughts slowly faded away, the reality of the situation dawned on me. Orso Hawker, the Chief Justice of the court, was waiting for me. Time for the oath to come. Right, I am ready. Please repeat after me. I do solemnly on this way. I will respectfully execute the office of the President of Swordland. Best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the people and the Constitution of the Republic of Swordland. May now deliver your document. Generate. Let's begin. Brothers and sisters. The crowd looked very eager. You, the people, have chosen. Together we will bring prosperity and reform to our nation. The time of hope is a time of change. If we stand together, we will prevail. In the past, there have been times of survival, times of conflict and economic hardship too, but whenever we stood together, we failed. First, we must rewrite our broken constitution from 1920. Although I'm not going to say I'm generating every time, you should know by now that I am. I just feel like, especially when you hear the music cut out for a second, that's me there. Alright, so it is time for United and Powerful Swordland once again. Hundreds of thousands cheered. They were shouting my name in unison. I felt the responsibility, power, and the burden. Enjoy the moment. Taking a deep breath in, I took a long look at burn this moment into my memory. One of the presidential guards came by to notify me. Time to leave. I made my way to the lead car in the morning. The presidential state car was a jet black Kadia, flags of Swordland above the front headlights. Next to it, a man was holding the door. Hello, Mr. President. I still felt euphoric from the aftermath of my speech. Hearing my new title made me smile even more. If you will allow me to introduce myself, I am Sergey, your new driver. Nice to meet you, Sergey. It is an honor. Respectfully bowed his head before opening the car door and gesturing inside. I entered the car. We'll be heading toward the palace. The motorcade began to move on the way Sergey duties as driver. Minutes passed by. I found myself lost in thought again, barely paying attention to what gestured out the window. Isn't it a beauty? They maroon the palace. Sunlight glinted off the palace's mini maroon. Right, that I had. Every time I look at it, I am reminded of. We need out of 4 now. We all owe a great debt to the men of the country. Their service will not be. And yeah, I'm not going to read everything in there. You know, As Morga Vescasi. He referred to the famous swordish phrase from the times of Revolution. A Morgan Descore Vector Da means spring will come. And just goodbye. I made my way upstairs through the extravagant corridors of the palace, marble and engraved wooden rear. My footsteps echoed in the colossal halls. The guards bowed their heads in respect as I massive. Okay, so this is cool. I guess the little notes. Let's close the codex here. Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff we could click around. Yeah, this is foreign land. Back here. Congratulations, Prime Minister Alvarez. Congratulates you for the results and spoke to have a. Okay, yeah, so we've got briefings we're gonna do, all sorts of. Well, we haven't had anybody jump in. 40 minutes. Ooh. There, that's a little. Okay, so I think we'll actually stop there, and the next time we'll start. That's good prologue. And yeah, remember that history written by the victim. I'm still typing up stuff for the metal substance. That's been going well. So yeah, the metal substance is looking good. I mean, that's the main thing. It's been a full weekend. Next time next time I'm gonna stream, maybe later today, but it's more likely not till tomorrow. Okay. Definitely can't do. All right. Anyway, remember history will be written by the victor. See you around.